And hello there, once again. This time. This guitar I've had for 2 years. Just about, maybe a little longer. And I wanted to try the full potential of the Helix. And this is a Variax, for those who don't know. This is a very interesting guitar. The Variax goes back a little with the Line 6 products. And they had a guitar for a while that didn't have any passive pickups. And only had a digital reproduction of guitars. So this it had, like a digital simulation of different guitars. Now, in theory, that would be fantastic because you can actually digitally or virtually change pickups and change characteristics of pickups and volumes and do all kinds of things. So if it would sound like real world pickups, that would be awesome. But they don't. They are fine for, especially the acoustic sounds are very good because you can change from an electric guitar to an acoustic guitar by a snapshot on the Helix. And you can change the tunings, which is awesome because you can, in the set I play now with my little band, we have a few songs that goes into flat tunings like D flat tuning. We don't go deeper than that. But still, I do not have to retune the guitar for that. Most of the time, I run this as a normal guitar. But for some songs, like Black Velvet, which is a half step down, I have an acoustic half step down, an electric half step down. So that's awesome for that. Because, it's quick and it fixes. You don't have to spend 30 seconds or more tuning. So that's awesome. The concept here is an HS-2s Strat again. This is a James Tyler design. And I have changed the two singles to DiMarzio HS-2s. For two reasons. Noiseless, and I didn't like the sound of the originals. Now, they were not bad at all. The originals were the glassy vintage type Strats pickups, so for that kind of sound they were beautiful, very good. But I do prefer a little more subdued top on singles, and I prefer noiseless. The bridge pickup I have not changed. I think it's fine, it's beautiful, it works fine. I have no complaints at all. But when I changed the pickups, I had a look inside this guitar. It was a little fiddly because there's a lot of wiring going on, but the inside work was awesome again. Beautiful work, really, really, really high quality from the Koreans. It has a very beautiful finish. It's very well done. The neck is very nice. I like that profile a lot. Even the tuners, they have 3 different stackers. And I'll try to see if I could find these online because I like the stacker a lot, but they are hard to find. I think you can get them from America, but it will be a little too expensive to go that route right now. As for all the capabilities with snapshots and what you can do in the Helix, I may do a separate video on that because that's a big ball of fish, or what you want to call it. That's really a big subject, but it's awesome for what it can do, and you will probably be quite surprised what you can do if you go deep into it. But now let me show this guitar just as a guitar, and I have a Helix preset. This is my bottom blues, which I have not publicized yet, but I may do one day. And this is not using IRs, because one of the problems with the Helix still is that you can't load stereo IRs, and you have IRs take up a lot of space. They take a lot of CPU, so that's a challenge. So for stereo, full stereo presets, I use the Mandarin cabs. They get the closest to what I want to hear. So this is a full stereo. As when you get past the amp, everything gets stereo from here on. And cabinet is first in line on my presets. Let's see. Yeah. This is the JGM 45 Bright at the gain at 3, so it's just a little bit hairy. And on this one I have used the new real, what do they call it? Retro reel, which is a simulation of a tape machine, and that's very interesting because I grew up working with tapes, reel to reel and cassettes, and I loved the sound of the reel to reel at the highest speed, and of course that gave you limitations because tapes ran out quick. And there was all kinds of standards with reel to reels, but my ear has been trained, or what you say. I grew up hearing tape, so my ear really likes to hear tape. And what you can do now is in this retro wheel, you don't have to have the wow and flutter that tape machines have. And that's a good thing to avoid. But you can set like the way the tape is saturated, which you can use as a distortion, an overall distortion too. That's quite interesting. But with tape, you get a little compression and you get some squash dynamics. So if you want super pristine, clear dynamic, tape will not be probably what you want, but tape can do something. It like I don't know what the word is. You make the sound come together, and if you set the high cuts right, so it's like tapes also has some roll off on the highs, but I tried to do that with an EQ, but the tape does it in a more natural way. So I've set this around 8.5K, and therefore I have a slight roll up on the top. So when you hit the top, let's get the position 4. something very nice is going on there. What else can I say? Oh yeah, there are some very interesting details on the tremolo system that I like a lot. Because I'm a fan of the push-in arms with the nylon. I don't know what you call it. Sometimes it's a Delrin material, but the way the arm here is supported, it has two things. It has in the bottom there's a counter screw, which means when you put in the arm, you can rotate the arm until you have the right height, and then you can adjust the tension of the arm. Some push-in arms you only have one height, but this one is brilliant because you can set the height where you want it and still have the top tightening. So I wish this would come in more systems. It's really, really good. Yeah, and this has a nice weight, and it's balanced, so it's okay. I'm gonna play a little to backing track and start clean, and maybe go to a little dirtier sound. Let's see what happens. Okay, come on back here. Where were you? Come on. I'm gonna turn down the mic now. Now I'm gonna put on the King of Tone. And a solo sound. Okay, the clean sound is a little loud, but I like the King of Tone a lot. I have the original Blues Breakers on different boards, so I'm used to that kind of tone. And the King of Tone has a little more options, a little more gain and a little more adjustability, so that's a nice thing too. Now we're a little out of tune again, but I hope if you're interested in the Variax, give it a shot. You can probably find them to a reasonable price because not everybody is using the full capabilities of it, but it can do a lot. It really can do a lot, especially if you have the Helix, the floor model. So I have this, connected with a Cat 5 cable to my Helix, and it takes it. Of course, it's a lot to learn. So there's a lot of things you can tweak and so on. So there's a learning curve for sure. But all the parameters you can change at one thing, guitars, tunings, pickups, all that. If you put in the time, you have really, really a tool, a really great tool in the Variax guitar. So I hope these will be around for a while. And also, maybe I want to point out that you can do something in the software where you make one bank normal pickups. They don't have to be digital pickups. So you can make one bank when you go to the Variax models. You can make one bank that are normal guitar pickups, and that's very handy Also, one thing you can do that's brilliant is you can take an acoustic simulation from the Variax and take the magnetic pickups out and blend them. And that is awesome. That really does something special. So I could write a book on that, but I'll leave it for now. But that's really interesting. So for you, those of you who haven't tried the Variax, give it a try if you want to, but be prepared to use some time. Okay, over and out.